Okay, so this is the anatomy research project for the digestive system. Okay, so major part one of the digestive system is your mouth, and the smell of food actually triggers the salivary glands to create saliva, which makes your mouth water, and then when you taste the food, the saliva increases. Okay, so once you start chewing your food, it will start to break down into small enough pieces to be digested, and then more saliva will keep uh, being produced to help breaking down the food into a form that the body can absorb and use. And then these juices, aka the chewed up food, are produced to help further the breakdown of food. So the longer you chew, the more it helps digest the food. Okay, so part number two of the digestive system is the pharynx and the esophagus. The pharynx is also known as your throat, and then that body part receives the food from your mouth to your throat. And then the esophagus breaks off to carry the food into the stomach, and then the food is pushed through the esophagus into the stomach by a series of contractions called peristalsis. Now, major part number three of the digestive system is the stomach. The stomach not only holds the food, but it also creates acids and powerful enzymes that continue the process of breaking the food down. So then the food will eventually become a liquid or a paste, and then between means, the remains that are non-liquefiable are released from the stomach and are pushed through the rest of the intestines to be eliminated. So major part number four of the digestive system is the small intestine. The small intestine is made up of three segments: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. The small intestine also breaks down the food by using enzymes that are released from the pancreas and also bile from the liver. Most nutrients from the food is absorbed in the small intestine. The the contractions or peristalsis also helps to move the food down and whatnot. While food is in the small intestine, nutrients are absorbed through the wall and into the bloodstream, so it can travel through your body. Yep. So major part number five is the colon. The colon is a 5 to 7 foot long muscular tube, and it connects the small intestine to the rectum. The colon is made up of the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon, and then the sigmoid colon. The waste of stool left over from the digestive process passes through the colon by peristalsis, or the contractions. It's first in a liquid state, and then it forms into a solid form. Stool is stored in the sigmoid colon until a mass movement empties it into the rectum. This emptying usually happens once or twice a day. Okay, so part number six is the rectum and the anus. So when the descending colon becomes full of stool, it will then empty its contents into the rectum to begin the process of elimination. When gas or stool comes into the rectum, certain sensors send messages to the brain to see if the waste can be eliminated or not. If the waste can be eliminated, then the rectum will relax. If it can't be eliminated at that given time, then it will contract. Okay, so the anus consists of the pelvic floor muscles and the internal and external anal sphincters. The internal sphincter works to keep the stool from being released while we're asleep or we're unaware of the presence of stool. And then the external sphincter works to keep the stool in until we can release it. So they work together because they're buddies. Okay, so the first minor part of the digestive system is the pancreas. The pancreas is the chief factory for digestive enzymes that are secreted into the duodenum, which is the first segment of the small intestine. These enzymes break down proteins, fats, and also carbohydrates. So the second minor part is the liver. The liver has multiple functions. Its two main functions within the digestive system are to make and secrete an important substance called bile. Its second main function is to process the blood that is coming from the small intestine, which contains the nutrients that were just absorbed. The liver then purifies the blood of many impurities before traveling to the rest of the body. So the third minor part of the digestive system is the gallbladder. The gallbladder is a storage sac for excess bile. The bile made in the liver travels to the intestine by the bile ducts. If the intestine doesn't need it, then the bile will travel to the gallbladder to await the signal from the intestines that food is present. Bile serves two main purposes. First, it is to help absorb fats in the diet, and second, to carry the waste from the liver that can't go through the kidneys. So, the overall function of the digestive system is to take in food, break it down into nutrient molecules, and then absorb the molecules into the bloodstream. The remains that cannot be digested are gotten rid of through the anus. So, the importance of the digestive system is to break down food into nutrients that the body uses for energy, growth, and cell repair. Without the digestive system working, you would have major symptoms. If it doesn't start working again, it could lead to malnutrition, starvation or weight loss, and eventually death. So there are three main diseases. The first one is GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease, and it actually does have a cure, and you can prevent it. And then the second one is IBD, which is inflammatory bowel disease. You can also treat this and prevent it. And then the third one is IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. And the only thing you can do for that one is to change your diet, but you can't prevent it.